and now I'm back at home. What's going on, friend? Nice to be recording this less than 24 hours before I have to go in and deal with audiences of students. Back to work. Thanks so much for the last video. I enjoyed your discussion of the things that make a class good versus the things that don't make a class good. I have to tell you, I don't think that your critiques are unwarranted. I think that basically the things that you identify are the kinds of things that students identify generally in terms of what they want in teachers. And I don't think it's wrong to want those things, but I do think, and this goes back to what we talked about in my last video, that sometimes in college you're not going to get those things, and so you need to have a way to make your own interest out of them. When you're sitting in a class that sucks, you still need to be able to do what you need to do in order to learn from it. And so I think you're pretty good at that. I don't really want to harp on that too much, but I just wanted to make that point that sometimes you're going to need to make your own interest because the people teaching your classes are not necessarily great teachers, particularly in colleges. But I do also hope that you're leaving that kind of stuff on the evaluations. I always feel like the evaluations are done wrong in classes, doing them at the end. Seems like a really stupid way to do evaluations. Wouldn't it be better to do evaluations like a month in, and the professor could then look at them and it doesn't have to put everything into the class, but could at least maybe make some adjustments based on that information before moving into the class. So, if I was filling out evaluation forms, I would definitely put that down on the evaluation form. Like, hey, maybe this would work better if you evaluated us, or if we could evaluate you a little bit earlier than here at the end of the class, because my feedback is basically meaningless to you now. So yesterday I'd asked you for a Dropbox folder, and we could talk a little bit about that really quickly. I was browsing the Reddit the other day, and there was a thread on what the best live recording is of all time, and various people had posted various things, and I was scrolling down it, and I came to the first mention of the Grateful Dead, which is of course a band well known for fantastic live performances, and they referenced a concert from 1977 in Barton Hall, which I'm sure you're very, very familiar with the location. I'm sure you're probably not very familiar with that concert. But the nice thing about the Grateful Dead, of course, is that they allowed people to record their concerts and patch into the soundboard and record high quality, soundboard recordings. So I was able to track that down totally legally. And I figured I would give it to you because I figured you might get a kick out of listening to a really great band sort of at the height of their powers, playing a really great show in Barton Hall. And then I went to that Wikipedia article, and it's referenced as the greatest concert ever given in Barton Hall history. So I figured if that's on Wikipedia, it has to be worth a listen to. And it's also, actually, not to go too far off on a Grateful Dead tangent, but it's right in the sweet spot for what I would think is like the vintage Grateful Dead, sort of the great Grateful Dead, which I think is probably roughly 1972 to 1978, somewhere in there. So it's right in there, and it's a great concert. I was listening to it a little bit earlier, and I think it gets at a lot of the kinds of things that you had talked to back when we talked about jam bands and the musicianship back in the day. But it's a beautiful show, so I figured I would give it to you. And you could check it out, and you could send it to whatever friends would like it, and you could all talk about the fact that this happened in a place that you know intimately, which I always think is kind of a neat thing. But pretty much that's it. On the music front, obviously, I haven't really gotten around to doing anything because of my life. But I do have a New Year's resolution to do something creative every day, and so I'm looking forward to finding some time this week to at least get a couple of tracks down and get them out to you. But of course, who the hell knows what happens once the week moves on. Alright, I hope all is well, and let's talk about maybe getting together this weekend or next weekend. Maybe doing something with the kid. And if you want to bring friends, I'm sure we can do that too. Alright, man. Cool. Take it easy. Bye.
Well, Grandma's going to come back in a second.
Well, I got a call.
Hi.
I got a call for you.
What you got?
A call.
You okay?
He's good.
There you go.
He's good to go.
Thank you. He's a little polar bear. Huh?
I got a hot and chocolate cake.
You got a what? What do you need, Connor?
Chocolate cake. Chocolate cake.
You want chocolate cake?
I want some chocolate cake. I
Oh,
want
yeah,
some.
wait for you. Oh,